everybody. Grandpa Ron here again. Hope everybody's well and happy. We're just zooming along here going through Hungry Horse, Montana on our way to Hungry Horse Dam. Thought people might like to see what it looks like. It's kind of a little hidden tourist treasure where most people don't realize how big the dam is. And I think it's the 11th tallest in the country. But it's a sizable dam, and it's a very short drive up there, but I've speeded up the camera anyway. But on the way up there, I was thinking about how important water is. Um, couldn't live without it. The world was created out of water, and at one time, the earth got so sinful and deranged that God destroyed the whole earth with water. In fact, the only survivors were 8 people, Noah and his family, in a small ark, along with thousands of animals that God had provided a rescue for. So water is pretty important in many different ways. Of course, we don't have to worry about a flood anymore, a worldwide flood, because God has promised that won't happen, but there are always localized floods, and so we have to build things to make the best use of our water, and this dam is one of them. Anyway, this dam is very beautiful in its setting. It's well worth a tourist driving up to take a look at it. It's so close to the main highway. And the day we were up there's a few visitors taking a peek, and we saw lots and lots of boats heading up along the shore, a roadway along the shore on the far bank we're headed to, heading up to do some boating in the reservoir. Very popular area. And if you go all the way to the end of the reservoir, the Bob Marshall Wilderness begins, and a lot of outfitters take groups into the Bob Marshall Wilderness to rough it, and that's a very popular area as well. The dam took over 4 years to build, from 48 to 52. Not only holds back the water, but generates a lot of hydroelectric power for the local area and other folks down the grid. The river is located on the south fork of the Flathead River and provides a great benefit to the local area and the nation. As I was thinking about physical water, which we need to live physically, I was reminded of the New Testament account of the woman at the well, where Jesus explains to her that if she knew who he really was, that he could provide her with streams of living water. And of course he was referring to the Holy Spirit that gives a spiritual water, that gives us spiritual life where we can understand and discern the Bible and what God has in store for us, where we came from and where we're going, and what he wants us to do in the meantime. And even though God has promised that there will not be another worldwide flood to eliminate mankind again, he has explained to us that mankind is continually degenerating back to the position that people were in prior to the Great Flood, and that there's going to be another flood, but this time it's going to be a flood of fire, and the whole earth is going to be destroyed. And people are going to be held accountable for what they do in this life. And the key to surviving that flood of fire is to trust in, believe, and rely on Jesus Christ as God's provision for our sin and depraved nature, that if we accept Christ, we don't have to worry about the flood of fire that we have in store for us down the road. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed these few pictures and the video. The visitor center is closed because of COVID, like everything else, but sure worth a trip coming up here if you're in the neighborhood to take a look at it. See you next time. Bye-bye.